Hey everybody, welcome back to my second Let's Play series of Let's Plays. This time we'll be playing Surrender Invites Death. There's kind of a difference. This one will be a head-to-head Let's Play. It means I'll be playing a human opponent. The turns will come back and forth a minute at a time, so I'll get to be able to zoom in a lot more and kind of take my time with things. It means turns will be the Let's Plays will be uploaded probably once or twice a week. It depends on how quickly we get back and forth with each other and how long each turn takes, of course. I'll be playing Spank the Monkey. He's a really cool guy. I played with him in a couple other games, and he's actually a very hard opponent. So this is not going to be like it was when I played the computer in the tutorial. He's going to be a lot more difficult. So let's see. Oh, and I hope you like the intro. I've been working on new intros. You know, any feedback would be great. I really would appreciate feedback on different things that I might be doing that could be done better, or things you thought I did well. So for this scenario, Surrender Invites Death, it's the 12th SS Division, who I'll be playing, came in contact with the North Nova Scotia Highlanders, which are a Canadian military unit. It was a really brutal battle in real life, extremely brutal, and in the end the Canadians came out on top and defeated the Germans. I'm hoping today to change that and have the SS push the Canadians back into the ocean. So the situation report is rather large. Basically, the mission is to push the Canadian forces out of the towns of Frankville and Authie and to clear the chateau of enemy forces. Once this is accomplished, the way will be open to continue the advance until the invasion beaches have been reached. I'm in command of 2 armored companies of tanks and 2 armored infantry companies. I'm not sure how many half-tracks I'll have. Hopefully I have a bunch. I suspect not, though. The enemy forces comprise of a company-sized infantry force occupying the town of Authie, a small recon force occupying Frankville, and they seem to be accompanied by a squadron of Sherman tanks. The basic plan that the scenario designer had was that we'd move the armor up front so they can provide long-range fire support for the attack. It's open farmland, so I want to move the infantry as quickly as possible into the town of Authie. And once I've secured Authie, I should move on to the chateau. So this scenario, the whole write-up is really in-depth. I'm going to try to post it separately so you can read it. It's actually got some good information. They also have a lot of really good references to where he got the scenario sources. Like the tactical map, pretty good tactical map. Like last time, I'm going to push along the flank. This time it'll be on the southern end of the map, pushing west. I'm going to go in, take Frankville, and then try to move up into the chateau and church and secure them. My total amount of points I can gain is 4,600. Up to 2,000 of it is destroying Allied forces. Another 1,250 for taking the chateau and the church, which is here. Up to 750 points for taking 3 different terrain objectives. And up to 300 points for both how well my forces are at the end and how badly I hurt the enemy units, for a total of 4,600 points. I have 4 types of artillery this time. This is going to be interesting. This is way more artillery than I normally use. I'm probably going to try to use as much of it up front as I can. I have a habit of forgetting to use it, or the battle gets going so quick that I can't keep up, that it takes several minutes for artillery to come in and they never hit what they need. So I'm going to just order all my artillery to start firing as of the first round. Because if I order it the first of the round that's set up, it'll come in the start of the game instead of waiting minutes upon minutes. I have 4 81mm mortars, pretty good anti-infantry, 405mm field howitzers, 450mm field howitzers, and 4 additional 150mm field howitzers, just a different type. All the field howitzers are what we commonly think of as artillery. You can hear the shells coming in, and I'm hoping I can put some good use to those. The designer notes are quite extensive. It gives a background of the first set of scenario that came out that the scenario designer didn't like, and so he redid it, and he's went into a lot of detail. He's got a lot of detail. He used aerial photographs to set it up. He's got a lot of references, like the 12th SS Volume 1, the history of the Hitler Youth Panzer Division, which, by the way, this is one of the Hitler Youth Panzer Divisions I'm in charge of. Surrender Invites Death, fighting the Waffen SS in Normandy. The Germans in Normandy by Richard Hargreaves. the North Nova Scotia Highlanders War Diary and Murder in Normandy. It's just it's an article about the battle. There were some pretty brutal things that occurred during the battle as well. There was some executions done by the SS on some of the Canadians. So we got that. I'm going to go to the map and let's take a look at where we're at. Okay, this is going to be a huge battle. As you can see, I got, looks like 2 infantry companies and approximately 2 armored companies. My goal is to move the armored to the left. Let's take a look here. So when we look down, I can see already the beginnings of where I might know enemy units are. Nothing confirmed, but suspected units everywhere. So this is facing west. We're going to follow along to Frankville, try to take that, and then move north and take the crossroads, and then finally the church and the chateau. I'm going to probably dump a lot of artillery here and here if I can. We'll see how I can stretch it and what I can do with it. When I look down, yeah, I have a lot of artillery and infantry. Let's get down close. Let's take a look. See, we got lots and lots of armor. Once again, one of the biggest reasons I love this game, great graphics. I realize there are some first-person shooter games that are a lot better, but for a strategy game, Battlefront has always done a good job with making the games look pretty. Let's see if they zoom in really close. Yeah, I love the graphics. So, we're going to end it here. I'm going to move most of my armor down to this side so I can go down, and the rest of the armor will come up into the middle to support the infantry. And I'll be right back. Thank you. Well, welcome back, everybody. I've finally done the setup. It actually was took a lot less longer than I expected. I've learned a lot of things from this setup. Normally I get kind of excited and just do whatever, but because I'm filming it, I want to look better at it. And actually I learned quite a bit. So basically, I moved most of my armor and infantry to the left side. I have 2 tank squadrons that I'm going to send right up the left, along with 2 infantry squads. I got a couple of commanders in reserve. I'm going to send these 4 tank squads up the middle with the rest of the infantry, and I'm going to keep in reserve these 3 tank squadrons and a commander squadron. Now, when you look, I can change my view a little bit. I don't have a lot of clear line of sight to this area at all. And actually, I can't see this at all either. I can only just see the suspected units. So what I did was I'm not very good at artillery. So I selected, and I never really do this to begin with. When you do artillery at the setup phase, you can click pretty much anywhere in range on the board with your observers, and it will drop the artillery at the beginning of the game. So I'm going to start dropping my artillery at the beginning of the game. It could be a waste, but otherwise you end up waiting up to 4, 5, 10 minutes for artillery to come in, and things move so much that I wouldn't even bother. So I have my first observer dumping artillery into Frankville, where suspected people are, and then at the crossroads. And then for my second artillery observer, where is he at? I have him. He's doing it mostly at the crossroads, with some at the farmhouse here. And the reason why I'm kind of hitting here into crossroads, I have a lot of 81mm mortars. They don't have the range to reach to where I see more. And then I do have a field gun hitting back in that area. There may be nothing there. These aren't necessarily accurate, but I figured to actually get some use. Most of the time I end a battle without having used all the artillery rounds, and I thought, well, maybe I should actually start doing that. The head versus head games are really easy. They're 1-minute churns, so I save them each at 1-minute intervals for my opponent, and it means I can actually zoom into the action a lot easier than I can in a solo game. So I'm going to go up to the overhead view, and I'm going to fast forward through this as I select where they're going to move, and then we'll come back as I send it off the churn. Okay, and I've selected the moves I want to make. Mostly I'm just moving some of the infantry up And I'm going to move these armor up closer to the infantry. Not a lot of movement this round. I got 2 hours. I'm not going to run out too quickly, although I'm probably still running out too quickly there. So let's end the turn. And guys, since we're getting close to the end of the allotted 15 minutes, I think I'm going to wrap it up here, and we'll start our next Let's Play with the first actual churn that I received. So you all have a good time. I'll be back soon. Thank you.